Welcome to the YouTube, Coach Zach here. Today we're going to be reading and reacting to some of my YouTube comments. Let's dive right into it. Some people, it's actual questions. Some people, it's just ridiculous statements, but we're going to jump into it. First one is from Quantum-Chaos. This was a video about like the top 3 tips on how to lose weight. The trick is to have money. I'm not saying it can't be done on a budget, but your discipline has to be much higher. As someone on a very low budget, health is a daily struggle. I'm giving off the wrong vibes. I love your content. A lot of creators lack to seem realism. So, how I view this is if you have less money, you can't buy as much food. If you can't buy as much food, that means you're in a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit, lose weight. Everybody puts out this persona that in order to eat healthy, you have to get the pasture-raised, gluten-free, all of this expensive food in order to be healthy, but it's not true. If you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. That can be with takeout, that can be with terrible food, that can be with Twinkies. There's the Twinkie man, Twinkie diet. He ate just Twinkies and he lost like 30 pounds in 12 weeks, something like that. You can do it. This mindset is only holding you back. Not having a go at the commenter, I'm just saying it is holding you back. Yes, it's harder. I do agree that having less money means you can't buy all of the quality food, but if you had more money, the wrong people with that money, it just amplifies that person. So if, let's say you buy junk food now, if you had more money, you'd buy more junk food and you'd be fatter. If you're currently on a low budget and you buy healthy foods, you're gonna buy more healthy food. I have this mate who had a paintball field and for 3 years, he only ate rice and sometimes tuna. Was it healthy? No. Was he losing weight? Yes, because he was in a calorie deficit, because he didn't have any money. All right, next question. Can you make a video about the reason why protein is important for fat loss? I mean, I don't understand all those other videos, but you can explain it better. Awesome. So I can go in depth. I've made Instagram videos. I've made YouTube videos. Premise. When you eat protein, 30% of the calories from the protein is digested and used as energy. So let's say you eat 100 calories, 30 calories of those are being used digesting the protein. So no, it's not just to build muscle. No, it's not gonna make you bulky. It's gonna make you smaller because you're burning more energy to digest that food. I had this commenter, silly comment, really silly comment. I think it's later in this. Oh, fat is more energy dense, so you can eat less of it and you don't need to eat as much and you'll lose more weight. Bro, if you eat fat and it's more energy dense, it's easier to gain weight. And then I had this other commenter saying, with his keyboard warrior, saying, do your research. Yeah, I'm gonna eat peanut butter all day, eat 10,000 calories of peanut butter in a jar easily, and I'm gonna gain fat. Silly. Protein is super important. Fat is important for your hormones. Don't neglect fat. Omega-3s, healthy. Carbs, good for performance. That's the gist of it. Okay, yeah, this is the next one. Protein isn't important for fat loss. I mean, yeah, it's mostly for muscle repair, and that is good if you want to work out. If you want to lose weight the quickest, no, you want to eat protein. So the point though, this was to a video. Question, how do you track calories? Just look on the back of the box, or is there more to it? So what do? If I'm not tracking calories meticulously, which I always do, let's say I'm on a holiday, I don't want to track. I'm just going to look at the box, okay, 500 calories, bang, bang, bang. Most foods that I eat, I already know the calories of, so I don't really need to. After like 6 months of tracking, you're not going to need to be like, oh, 450 calories, 22 grams of protein, carbs, done, put in that. You can just eyeball foods. But let's say you're going shopping. You just look at the back of the label, 500 calories, 30 grams of protein, cool, done. When you're tracking calories, you put it into an app. You can write it down. You can get a notepad. Apps make it significantly easier. You just type up the food, put it in, use the weight, not the cups, not the tablespoons, use the grams because it's accurate compared to like a heaped tablespoon. That can be double. You don't want double. You don't want double the calories. You want grams. The best way to do it. What's his name? Abdulmanmazar. I lost 16 pounds in 24 days. Legend. I hope that my content has helped you out. If so, comment. If you're seeing this, brother, you're crushing it, man. Keep it up. It is quick. I would say aim for a pound a week, 1% of your body weight per week. So if you're 200 pounds, 2 pounds per week, so on and so forth. That's if you're training in the gym, you want to preserve muscle, etc. But obviously, losing body fat as a whole makes you healthier to a certain extent. All right? To a certain extent. Calorie deficit, all right for kids too. If you're 225 pounds like I was at 12 years old, yes, a calorie deficit. If you're a kid and you're worrying about calorie deficit, calorie surplus, and your parents aren't providing that for you in terms of eating healthier, your parents are failing you. Like, I'm going to be honest. I see really obese kids who are like 8 years old. It's child abuse. Your fat cells separate when you're younger. So if you get really fat as a kid, they separate, they split, and then it's harder to lose the weight again. Fat cells can only shrink. They don't disappear. So me losing weight, I can't get as shredded as a kid who was skinny his whole life because I've had separated fat cells. Does that mean I can't get lean? No. It's a stupid excuse, but it does make it harder because each cell has its own hunger signal, which is just going to make you hungrier. So I wouldn't worry about a calorie deficit. Just eat healthier. Instead of focusing on cutting out stuff, focus on adding good stuff. Add fiber, add protein, add healthy stuff, and you're going to lose weight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm lifting for weight loss, then carbs are bad because I want my body to use stored fat. People get misinformed so often, and it just kills me because I'm talking to people all day trying to correct the bad information on the internet. So if you're lifting, you're not lifting for weight loss, you're lifting for muscle, to gain muscle. You're investing into building muscle. You're not just trying to lose fat. If you're trying to just lose fat, you don't give a rat's poop about muscle gain. Just do cardio. So if you're doing lifting, you're trying to get stronger, you're trying to build muscle. Carbs are the most effective fuel source. It's like premium fuel for a car instead of like, unleaded 91 shit, whatever. You want to get the best fuel. Oh, but I want to use fat instead of glycogen. Without carbs, you don't have as much energy. Some people enjoy it. Some people enjoy keto. 1% of the human race are weirdos. So, no, if you go in the gym and you eat carbs instead of fat pre-workout, you might burn 210 calories, let's say, and it's all glucose. It's all carbs. Okay. Let's say you didn't eat anything and you're just burning fat. You burn 200 calories of fat. If you have carbs, I can push harder with carbs. If you burn 200 calories compared to 210, you're actually burning more calories and more fat by using glucose because later in the day it goes, oh, we used the glucose. Now there's no glucose. Now we're using fat. Okay. It's just silly. Stop focusing on, oh, I'm burning fat right now. You're burning energy. If you're burning energy and you're in a calorie deficit, you're losing body fat. There's fat, the energy source, and fat on your body. What does putting salt on your fruit do, lol, from Mikey_in_limelight? I don't know. Makes it, like the saltiness, makes it sweeter. You got electrolytes. It just makes it taste better. Try it. Dragon Bladen's tea. This will not help you lose weight unless you're using it to supplement a current normal ice cream addiction. This is so cringe, dude. Okay, this video was about a high protein ice cream. 200 calories. A 200 calorie high protein ice cream that's gonna have fiber, protein, isn't gonna help you lose weight. Stupid. Moron. No, but it's okay. It's just silly. A lot of people love ice cream. Even if you don't, even if you aren't addicted to ice cream, you can still use that. It's like saying a protein shake isn't going to help you lose weight unless you're using it to supplement a milkshake addiction. Interesting comment. Anyway, high volume, low calorie foods, substitute it. I use high protein ice cream. I think it really depends person to person. I've always been perfectionist, insecure type, going through a hard time, needed control. I began eating restrictive, only under 500 calories a day, and ended up being diagnosed. I'm recovered now, but if you're still thinking about tracking calories, cool. Basically what she's saying is it depends person to person. True. But it's like, give some people a gun and they're going to protect their home. Give some people a gun and they're going to go to a school. I know, I shouldn't have said that. But with calories, tracking calories brings awareness. It's better for most of the population, except for the people who abuse it. Same thing with anything. With too much of something, if you abuse it, it's not good. Oh, let's give this person a medication so it helps them with their headaches. If they abuse it, they like silly. But that medicine is better for majority of the population to help them with their headaches. So I would say tracking calories, if you're fully OCD, might not be the greatest thing, but if you're obese and you need some awareness, track your calories, at least for 6 months, learn about your food. It's such a good skill to invest into. Philip Vels, just do carnivore. So he responded to one of my videos. I forget exactly what it was. It was about like being in a calorie deficit. And he was like, or just do carnivore to lose weight. So, okay, I'm going to eat carnivore. I'm going to not eat fiber. So I'm going to have a terrible gut microbiome. I'm going to have a high fat, so no carbs basically. So I'm not going to be that strong in the gym. I'm missing out on a lot of micronutrients. It's just not a good diet. There's so many gaps in carnivore. It's not good. Saturi, 92. You lost weight from being stuck to the toilet after that many berries. No wonder. I eat like 1/4 of that, but twice a day with a pickle spear. That's funny. So basically I eat like 500 grams to a kilo, which is like 1 to 2 pounds of frozen berries per day. I love it. High volume, high fiber. It's going to keep you full. Got a bunch of antioxidants, bunch of micronutrients. It's good. And then he's like, oh, you just lost weight from being on the toilet all day from the fiber. That's a funny comment. US, Wisconsin. So I made a pre-workout video, and this is his response. Typically, my pre-workout is just creatine, water, and salt. Water for hydration, salt for more hydration. Creatine, it doesn't matter what time you take it in the day, as long as it's the same time every day, that's all that matters. Because it's just constantly flowing through your system. I don't eat anything since I typically get up at 3 and go for a run, and then go to the gym shortly. Okay, and then B, I attempt to maximize insulin sensitivity before a recovery meal. So I did respond to his comment, so he already knows what to do. First of all, going for a run before a gym workout, you're doing cardio, you're using energy, so you're not going to be as strong as in the gym. It's not great. But if you love running. But if you're trying to gain as much muscle as possible, it's not the way to go. Yeah, I used to work out at 4 a.m. and I would eat just before I left. But you have this smallest thing, you want to have carbs and protein pre-workout. Protein because you only have 5 opportunities for muscle protein synthesis, something like that, to maximize it. So if you have 5 protein meals, great. You can have 1, it's fine, but I'm just saying if you have protein with your pre-workout, it's going to help just reach your protein goals. And then the carbs, obviously, for performance. And then B, I attempt to maximize insulin sensitivity before a recovery meal. Eating before doesn't determine insulin sensitivity before a recovery meal. Just eat pre-workout for full fuel, post-workout for recovery. Sweet Duels, me thinking he has like 600,000 subs, but damn, you're at the same content/editing level. I don't think so, but we're at 5K. A month ago, we were at like 200, so we're blowing up finally. It's not about blowing up, it's about making an impact. So I appreciate that comment. We will grow as we go. Mr. Greedy Soul, do you come from the land down under? I come from the land down under. I can't sing. Adam Antium 3. I lost 15 pounds in the last 3 weeks. This is so right. I feel like I have control over my life again just by eating better and working out. It's like magic. Yeah, people don't have control over many things in their life, and if you can control your physique, you start to control everything else. When I started taking control of my physique via eating right, via training, I'm like, wow, I can do this and this, and it has this outcome. Now I apply that to my business, I apply that to my relationships, I apply that to church, I apply that to every aspect of my life that I can control by putting an input and getting an output. It's just, when you're in that rut, and I've been in that rut so often, right? All the time in the past, of not having any control, just using the food to numb the pain. When you finally get out of that, like if you're watching this right now and you're there, when you finally get out of that, your future self is going to thank you. There's no better feeling besides being with the Lord Jesus Christ. Rich 32. I would like to add, a high calorie doesn't necessarily mean healthy. A handful of walnuts might be high in calories, but if your goal is to lose weight, might be a problem. But walnuts are packed with healthy fats and minerals. Yeah, so he's completely right. Healthy does not mean low in calorie, and low in calorie doesn't always mean healthy. If your goal is to lose weight, something like walnuts, something like avocado, it makes it harder to lose weight, but it's healthy. But if I just ate a really healthy diet that was low in volume, like nuts, like salmon, those types of things, and I didn't have high volume things like salad, berries, etc., I would not be able to adhere to that diet. So it's good to have a mix. You have salmon, and then you have a bunch of vegetables with it, and then some avocado, and then eggs, and whatever, so that you can have healthy food, but also have some high volume stuff, like a high protein ice cream that's 2 liters and like 400 calories. So I agree with that. Asdas WH5RY. The only problem with home cooking is the laziness that most people have, even though it's less expensive than takeout People get takeout because they don't want to go to the store and get ingredients. Not critiquing, just giving a different side on your well-thought idea. Not everyone's lazy and some people take... Yeah, so you either pay with your time or your money. So you either pay with money and you get a healthier takeout meal. So many meal prep services, low calorie, high volume, done, bang. It's just easy to get. $5 for a meal that you microwave, bang, tastes good, pre-made for you. On the other side, you make it yourself and it's $3, cool, you save some money. If you get takeout for the convenience, just get a meal prep service company. It's just as convenient. And if you say it's too expensive, you're spending that money on takeout. So it doesn't make sense. I'm not condemning, I'm just pointing out a thing that I used to put myself in. It's too expensive to lose weight. And you just put yourself in this bubble and you can't control it. And if you put it on something else, you can't lose the weight. But people have lost weight. I've got a client right now, he's eating takeout and he's losing weight. Like, every single meal he eats takeout. If you're watching this, you're doing good, bro. Sriracha. Classic. A calorie deficit didn't work for me because your body doesn't lose weight on all food. I would eat vegetables and fruits and I wouldn't lose any weight. But once I gave up the carbs and went to keto, I lost 123 pounds in exactly 1 year. Wrong. I'm sorry, dude. But if you tracked every single calorie, calories in, calories out, it's like saying gravity didn't work for me. I jumped and gravity didn't pull me down. It's science. Thermodynamics, that's how it goes. You eat a certain amount of calories. Yes, certain foods burn more energy, help fuel your body more than others. But if you eat 2,000 calories of Twinkies or 5,000 calories of healthy foods, you're going to lose weight on the Twinkies and you're going to gain weight on the healthy foods. Aaron. Be my personal trainer and chef, please. I can be your online coach. I can be your personal trainer. Go to my Instagram, DM me fit. Emilia HD. I'll tell you a high protein recipe that's decent. Some effing fish or meat. I don't know why this guy's mad. I just made a Greek yogurt recipe on my page and he's like, oh, Greek yogurt, tasty food. These young fellas don't like meat. What's up with this guy and meat? Some people have had meat for 5 meals in the day and they want a high protein dessert. I don't know what you're upset about. Fifth Clover, thank you for this, man. I've been struggling to change and get better for someone I like and this helps. That's why I do what I do, man. I actually quit my job a year ago today, my 9-to-5 job, to bring fat loss to as many people as possible in a sustainable way. And that is it for this reading comment / Q&A, whatever you want to call it. Drop some comments on what you want me to read next time. We're going to make this a series, just me reacting to comments, reviewing. Maybe we can do a proper Q&A. Just let me know what you guys think of this format. Check out the Instagram. DM me fit for one-on-one online coaching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.